In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you one thing that can dramatically change your life. If you've been struggling and continue to see the same thing repeated over and over and over, maybe you make a little bit of progress, but no matter what, you end up right back where you started, or you're not even able to generate any kind of momentum. What I'm going to share with you in this video, as well as how you can start applying it to your life right now, has the potential to break all of those cords that have been holding you back. It has dramatically changed my life, helped me to shift out of situations that caused me so much suffering, and my goal is for it to do the same for you. The mission of this channel is to help empower you through self-awareness, because the more you know, the more you can grow. Believe it or not, everything that's happening in your life right now is actually neutral. No matter what outside situation's happening, it is neutral. Let me show you what I mean. So potentially, maybe you like somebody, maybe you have a crush on them and y'all go on a date, and then they don't say anything about a second date, or maybe they ghost you. What happens to that neutral situation? You put a story as to why that event happened. But if you're unconscious to this, I was like, no, there's no way that this could be about anything else. If somebody didn't want to date me, or if they rejected me, or if they weren't interested, I would put a story on that, and there was a meaning. I'm like, that's all the meaning there is. There's no other option. But when I told that story, which had to do from past situations where I had a perceptual bias of abandonment, and that story contained tons of self-rejection, tons of distorted views of myself, and reasons from the past on why things were happening, I brought that current day, and that's the meaning I gave. Because I'm not good enough. I'm not as attractive as other people. They're interested in that person because they're more attractive than I am. All of those stories as to the depths of I'm not good enough and I'm unworthy and I'll never have love came back from my past. So I wasn't seeing it objectively. Oh, you know what? It's a little disappointing. I kind of like them. It would have been nice to continue going on, but apparently they've got their own shit going on. I don't really know why they're not interested in this, but I know it's not about my worth or my potential to be anything, and you move on with your life. But for me, I would really push on this wound of abandonment because of the story I was telling myself. Now, this could also be about a job. Maybe there's a situation for you where you're like, okay, I've been working really hard. I've been putting in more hours at work in order to be seen by my supervisors because there's this position. Maybe it's a manager position or just a little bit higher up. Maybe you get more money, maybe you get more benefits, and you really think that they're gonna pick you. But you come to work the next day and you see somebody else's name and everyone's cheering. You're like, what the hell? That was supposed to be me. Oh, it's because no one appreciates what I do. So again, this situation happens. You put your story based on your past. No one ever sees me. No one appreciates what I do. I have to do all the work and other people get the credit. Now, you don't understand or know for sure why they picked that person. And you also don't know that leaving that job and going to something else is actually better off for you than that position that seemed so great at the time. But the meaning that you're putting on that situation about your experience in life, why it's happening, what it's going to do for your future is coming from a story. And that story is basically filters, and those filters are coming from your past. So if you want to use this to dramatically change your life, because what happened for me is I would create these stories of abandonment. Oh, they're not interested. They didn't text me back. They're going more distant and they're not interested in me emotionally. I'm not attractive. Maybe if I was like that person, then they like me more. Maybe if I could do this, then they'd like me more. There was all of these things of what I wasn't. But it was because about this idea of I had to earn my worth, and also too that I was unworthy, I wasn't enough, a lot of rejection. So I brought all that rejection to the party every time a situation would happen, and I would relive that pain. And again, your body doesn't know the difference between a very vivid imagination and a real life experience. So I continued to feel the pain of my past, continue to put the meaning on the current event as if that was happening now. So in my body, it thought, as my subconscious, that was happening over and over and over and over again. So I continue to feel that. So I continue to draw more experiences in. My electric magnetic signature, my order form, here you go, more rejection. Not because of my desires was I ordering, but through my thoughts and my feelings. The majority of this is the feelings. That's the most powerful part. So I continue to put that interpretation, create that meaning, not because it was true, but because of the view that I saw it through. But when I started to become aware, oh my God, there's another way I can go about this. And we're not talking about delusion. We're not talking about suppression or denial. Oh no, I feel good enough. No. The reason they're doing this is because I'm so wonderful. Now you're telling a story based on how you wish this didn't happen, and it's just a distortion. We're not talking about that. What we're talking about, and for my story, was, oh, okay. Remember, ABC, I cannot stress this enough. ABC is what helped me change my life, and understanding that there's actually more than one meaning. Meanings you put on there are heavily subjective until you start learning how to do this. Okay, I'm aware that the story I'm telling myself right now, and you got to breathe, because breathing is going to be important, because that fear that you're going to be abandoned, your body's going to respond to that threat, that perceived threat. Okay, everything's fine. I'm safe. I'm grounded. I know the story I'm trying to tell myself is that this person doesn't like me because of something I did wrong or bad, or that I'm not okay. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're doing. They seem more distant, so I can either say, hey, you seem a little more distant. What's going on? I can directly ask them, or I can wait for them to come to me, but I'm not going to assume that the reason their behavior is happening is directly because of how they value or don't value me. The more you can start to pull away from this, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and that's okay. You're stepping outside that realm of comfort, and that comfort is the past. You don't want the past. You're over the past. You're no longer want to experience that, which is why you're watching this video now. So you're going to have to step into discomfort, because it's out of the known into the unknown, and that's uncomfortable. But uncomfortable doesn't mean dangerous, and it doesn't mean something that you can't do. It's simply something you're new at. So the more you start to understand the story, oh, I didn't get enough money, it's because I'm not good enough. No, my needs never get met. I give and give and give, and no one sees me. Okay, the story I'm telling myself, okay, I'm going to breathe here. How can I take care of me right now? How can I help me feel more safe? How can I understand what needs I have? How can I start observing myself, seeing myself, appreciating myself? The needs I have, I'm going to need to start realizing that I'm good enough to receive, or I'm going to keep rejecting and telling the old story, and energetically I'm going to be pushing it away because I'm not in harmony with it. The more and more you do this, your literal life can change. And you can do this on old stories, situations that have already happened. Oh, the reason that person broke up with me is because, oh my God, that's not true. I don't know if that's true. And even if somebody says, you did this, you did that, and they're blaming you, okay, you can do compassionate inquiry. Okay, maybe I am a bit smothering. Maybe I am a bit controlling. Maybe I am having some kind of thing inside of me. But realize too, other people have their wounds. And if you're not willing to look at yourself, you're going to want to point the finger. And one of the easiest ways to give away your power is to point the finger, because that means that other person is in power and they're in control, and you can only get your needs met if they're able to do it. And that echoes an early on childhood dynamic. When you were a kid, you were dependent on your caretaker. So the more you start to become aware of this and move back into your adult body, move back into the present moment, the more you can start making new choices, which is the C part of the ABC. Awareness of it, breathe. Make a new choice. The more you start to realize the choices you're unconsciously and have been unconsciously making, the more you step into changing your life by making those new choices moment by moment, stepping out of the old story, stepping out of the program, and stepping into that life you deserve right now. If you need some help believing that you're worthy of receiving, this next video right here is going to break it down for you. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you haven't done so already, join the community, and I will see you on the next one.